So we have a problem, and that is that seniors are in trouble because Social Security cannot and will not help everybody. But this is also another issue, that right now seniors are in trouble. They cannot afford certain things. And the only ones that seem to be not aware of what is going on are lawmakers. Lawmakers who make $200,000 per year are questioning whether or not seniors are getting enough benefits or getting too much. This is a problem. Now, we know the current system is flawed. This has been shown time and time again. However, the current system is what lawmakers are fighting so hard to protect and save. But here's the problem. Even if lawmakers save Social Security and Medicare, there are still problems because the current system is flawed. Now, Social Security payments for the most part keep Americans poor. Social Security benefits, they have too many restrictions. And it's because of this that Americans, many Americans, argue that it's because of Social Security that they are living in poverty. So people are using Social Security as the system, the savior, but at the same time, they blame it for keeping them in poverty. But let's get to some of the most recent facts. Here are some facts. In the past year, 1.7 million Americans left retirement in order to go back and get a job. It's called unretirement. For the majority of these people, it was not because they wanted to. It's not because they were bored sitting at home. It's because they had to. There was no other choice. When food is rising at record rates, housing is still going up, medications are getting more expensive, even transportation got so expensive that seniors wouldn't even leave their homes. This is a major problem. Now, we also know that the savings rate for lower income earners, this continues to decline. 6 out of 10 households could not afford a $450 emergency. That's a problem, especially for seniors, where something simple could actually cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Do you need glasses? Well, that could potentially cost you more than $450. That would be an emergency that you couldn't actually fund. Maybe you need something for hearing. Well, another problem. Maybe you need dentures. You need get your teeth fixed. Again, it's another problem. Another fact is that credit card debt continues to soar. So savings is going down, credit card debt is going up. We are taking these in the wrong directions. The truth is that with or without Social Security, seniors will be in trouble. And it has taken lawmakers too many years to realize just how little seniors actually get. But now some are questioning it. Even Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, she said this recently. She said, and I quote, "Even with Social Security income, many older Americans can't afford basic necessities, things like housing, food, medicine, and care. And while Social Security will not go broke anytime soon, starting in 2034, it won't have enough to cover all the promised benefits." Let's talk about that for a second. First off, Social Security, we do not know for sure when it will it would go insolvent, but according to the Congressional Budget Office, they said just recently Social Security would become insolvent sometime in 2033, so not 2034. That's a year earlier. But the senator, she also says that older Americans can't afford basic necessities, things like housing. Housing is getting too expensive. Even a lot lease is too expensive. Food, very expensive. It's gone up over 10% over the past year. Medicine and care, again, all too expensive. She didn't even throw in transportation to get back and forth from a grocery store, from a clinic or a hospital. What about that? She didn't put that in there. But we also know Social Security is a lifeline to 1 out of every 7 older Americans. Again, keep this in mind, that these people count on Social Security for at least 90% of their total income. For Americans that are 55 and older, they rely on Social Security as 50% of their total income. That's huge. Again, the majority of Americans are relying on Social Security for pretty much everything that they have. Now, we need to keep in mind that for millions of Americans, Social Security is their only form of income. Not their biggest, their only form. They don't have savings and retirement accounts that they can fall back on, and this is a true problem. Now, why do I bring this up? I bring this up because multiple lawmakers have proposed in the past and are planning on it very soon, proposing different ways to provide for seniors. And one of those ways is to entice the American people starting early, starting 18, 20, 30 years old. They want to entice people to save, right? Invest. Be ready for when they retire. Because we don't know. Social Security just might not be around. So that is what we are going to see. Lawmakers are going to push for more benefits, more, whether it's a credit, something, to see people put more money into retirement accounts. That's going to be the big change. I don't know what it's going to look like, but that's going to be one of the big changes. However, there's another fight. There's another fight that's trying to get seniors more benefits. Because what we know is that more senators are jumping on board to provide larger benefits to all. Even Senator Gillibrand, she said, and she's joining her other colleagues in order to pass something called the Social Security Expansion Act of 2023. We talked about this in the past. There was the Social Security Expansion Act of 2022. It didn't pass. But they're pushing forward with this. This is the bill that would provide an additional $2,400 per year to Social Security recipients. And again, I bring this up because more lawmakers are jumping on board with providing extra benefits, right? More money. This is big. The reason I say this is big is because the GOP has already stated that if you want to provide additional benefits, if you want to have any increase whatsoever, you have to offset the increase with a decrease elsewhere. So Republicans are already saying they're on board with changes, but it's how do you fund those changes? That's going to be the big question mark. And this is why I say seniors are in trouble, because we do not know what it's going to look like, but what we do know is that Republicans have a major advantage going into this because of the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling is giving Democrats a run for their money, because how can they overcome the debt ceiling? Well, they need to get Republicans on board to raise the debt ceiling, and Republicans have already stated that if we raise the debt ceiling even $1, there needs to be a $1 offset somewhere else. And if it's $1 billion, they have to offset spending by $1 billion. If it's $1 trillion, they have to offset spending by $1 trillion. So we're going to see what happens. I will keep you updated on everything that goes on, but keep in mind, there are going to be some changes, and I will bring you those changes as soon as we get them. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.